Hello and welcome. I am so happy you are here joining me today for another Floss Tube Mira May special. So my name is Lisa and this is my channel Cross by Floss, where I chat about my love of cross stitch as well as life blabbings, and then sometimes throughout the year I do special videos, and Mira May is one of those. So I hope that you are here because not only did you see the title of the video, but that you are either a Mirabilia lover, a future Mirabilia lover, or a wannabe Mirabilia lover. And I hope that I get to inspire you to start a Mirabilia of your own. So just if this is your first time coming to my video, just a very quick what Mira May means to me. So I started my version of Mira May, what I currently do 3 years ago. 4 years ago, I actually started Stitch Mania back in the day when that was a group on Facebook and within the Floss Tube community, and I actually started Mira May and samplers in 4 years ago, and then I was so excited to actually start my Mirabilia process that I decided that just going forward to make it Mira May. And the way that I do it is I pick a Mira from my stash. That basket up there is what holds all of my Mirabilias, or many of them. Some kitted, some not. It's a big basket. and then I will choose 5. So every Monday in May, I take one of those kitted projects and I do a vlog style type video where I will show you what I'm going to start with, and then every evening I do some stitches. Now sometimes in my evenings I might only get 20 minutes to stitch, and therefore I'm only getting like maybe 1 strand of floss in. Some evenings I get a little more. It just really depends on the day, what has happened, who is home, those kinds of things. So this, and also what I do is I try to choose some current Miras, a freebie pattern. I've only done that these past 2 years, this year and last year, for the free patterns. And then an OOP chart. And so this is week 5 of Mira May. I'm really sad it's over, but I've got the whole week. We're doing the whole week, and I will be going into June. So today is Monday, is it the 29th, 28th? Oh, here comes Biggie. And so it's Memorial Day. So happy Memorial Day. And today we are honoring our fallen. And I, in my personal family, we have had that. And so we have had service members who have served as well as fallen. And so we are remembering them today. And though the pattern I chose as the OOP, which is out of print, is not actually a like, it's not Lady of the Flag or Queen of Freedom or anything like that. I apologize for Odin. We're struggling, and I will talk about that in like a normal update video, but so we're being a little more tolerant. Anyway, okay, so the OOP, and then also I wanted to mention, sorry, scatterbrained, I have done 4 videos so far for this year, this Mira May 2023, and they are in a playlist, and actually all of the past 3 years videos are in a playlist. So if you would love to go and have a look at those, I would love for you to do that. I also really love your comments. I am a little behind on comments. Again, there's a reason. I try honestly to do most of my comments on Sunday night when I am picking up Mr. G. And because Monday and Tuesday are his days off, and I go and pick him up on Sunday, and while I'm waiting for him, I try and get through all the comments. This past Sunday I was not able to, and so I'm a little behind, but that means that this coming Sunday I should be able to, get to everybody. And if you have asked me questions, I will personally answer those in the comments. And I may even do a video later on some questions and answers. So, all right, let's get into this one. So this pattern that I chose, I've had in my stash for a little while, definitely before I moved here. So just maybe over a year, maybe I've had it for 2 years. I don't even think it's been that long. But it is an OOP chart out of print. Now I have seen it. I did look this morning, and I have seen some on eBay. They run anywhere between $50 all the way up to, $80, $90. I think it depends on what you want to pay. I personally try to, unless it is a pattern that I absolutely covet, I really don't want to go more than $40 for an out-of-print pattern. I hope that I will stumble across it one day. You can get patterns, current ones, for what, $16 in the store. So paying double that for an OOP, I'm actually okay with. I just don't want to go into hundreds of dollars. It does not make fiscal sense to me, especially when you need to kit them up. And some of these mirrors are very expensive. All right, well, let me stop teasing you and show you. So this pattern is a little meaningful to me, as actually a few of them were this month. And but this one is called The Kiss. Now, I don't see many mirabilia. I don't see this often in videos. Now, that's not to say that maybe some mirabilia stitchers that I don't know about are stitching it, and so obviously haven't seen it. But, I don't even really see it on the groups and in the Facebook groups. Often I've seen one for sale that is completely done, and that's also on eBay. But for the most part, I don't see this one done. Now, this one grabbed me because it reminds me of me and Mr. G. Mr. G is just as attentive as that lovely gentleman in the back. And he just, this whole scene just shows, how much he loves and adores his partner. And to me, that's kind of our relationship. And so I had to buy it. And funny story, I ended up with 2 of them. I forgot that I had purchased it on, was it eBay, or I don't remember where I found it, but then my LNS had 1 copy left. And I got so excited. I was like, woohoo. Now I'm showing you the back of the pattern. Okay. You see how big this paper is? It's the whole chart. Yep. The whole chart, with maybe an inch on the top and the bottom, but the rest of it is the pattern. This is a full coverage pattern. And there are not that many full coverage patterns that Nora Corbett has done. Nora Corbett does 2 lines. She does Mirabilia's and Nora Corbett's. And in November, I do Nora November. So if you stick with me, in 6 months' time, there will be a whole series like this of Nora November charts, Nora Corbett charts that I do in November, same style. And they are smaller patterns, typically. The Mirabilias are a bigger stitch count, have more things to them, whether it's fancy floss beads, that kind of thing. Though some of the newer Nora Corbett's are getting that way too. However, still smaller stitch count. So that's awesome. Okay, so let me just give you some details on this one. This pattern was put out in 1995, and it is called The Kiss. It is MD number 12. So if you were looking for that, it has a phenomenal amount of DMCs needed, and in a minute I will show you all of those. It has 2, 4, 5 Kreinik threads, which I will convert to petite treasure braid because I hate Kreinik. And then it has 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mill Hill packets that are beads that are needed for it. So, you know, the Mill Hill beads can be costly if they're treasures and you need several packets of that. The DMC, now that, you know, the increase in price for DMC, it can get up there. So I would say that just the DMC alone, you know, if you're getting it at well, my Joann's is still selling it for 56 cents, I think. And if you get it on coupons, you know, you can get it for what, 45 cents. I know Hobby Lobby has gone up in price a little. Michael's has gone up in price a little. Maybe it was my Hobby Lobby that was 56 cents, and maybe the Joann's is more. I don't remember. Anyways, it cost almost $25 just in DMC floss at the sale price for me to buy the flosses, which, you know, that also can be cost prohibitive. And then also the size of your fabric that is needed, and, you know, the Mill Hill beads and the fancy floss. Now this does not call for any Caron Waterlilies. There are a lot of blends in this one. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blends in this one. So that should be interesting. It was called for Apple Blossom Linen by Witchilt. And I don't stitch on linen. I'm an Ada girl, and I didn't look for Apple Blossom Ada. I don't even know if there is such a thing. And typically, well, the first charts did not have like Ada equivalent of the linen color, and I don't even know at what number that started, that Ada started becoming more prevalent on the patterns, but they certainly are not on those early patterns. And also I noticed that Nora Corbett didn't put a little story that went with the pattern, and and again, I don't even know what number that started, but there's no story. And for the last pattern I did, which was, oh my gosh, what did I just do? Week 4, what did I do? Oh my goodness, it's only Monday. Whatever chart I did then, it also didn't have a story. So it's so interesting to me, you know, to see the line going down and what happens. Anyways, okay. Whew, this is a long intro. All right, so I dug through my fabric stash. I needed, in order to do the stitch count on this is 125 by 305. So it's very long, as you saw with the pattern, very long. And, or with the chart, I mean. So I needed a piece that was going to be 14 by 25 that gave me a 3-inch border, because I like a 3-inch border. And so I went through my fabric stash to look at what I had that would give me some color. The thing that really got me is, this is, okay, I should say it's full coverage mostly, but for this area here, so like, yeah, this little area here, which is the wall, that is the apple blossom color. And then this border here, all around here, because they put in some beads, bee charms in the corners, and so this is the color fabric as well. So I got a little messed up that and then the rest of this, you know, is truly full coverage. This is all, there is no breaks at all in anywhere in here until you reach just this portion here. And so I am not really a pinkish color lover, and and even though there's a lot of pinks in her dress, dusty rose, that kind of thing, I struggled to find a fabric that I was going to be happy with. And so I picked out, you know, and because it was going to be full coverage, I picked out like a blue, a really beautiful blue. And I was like, well, maybe the wall could be blue, but the modeling where it was going to be, it was not quite right. I also picked out, and these were Bay Stitch Me fabrics, I picked out a really beautiful, what did she call it? Strawberry shortcake, I think. That was a fabric of the month a long time ago. And I just haven't used it because, you know, it's got a lot of pinks in it and stuff. And I thought, well, maybe where the modeling was, that could be kind of a really agey kind of wall where I was going to get to stitching and where it was going to land. It was not going to work out. So I really struggled with this one. And then I came across a Color and Cotton Bellini. So this is kind of a peachy pinkish beige color of fabric, and it's got a very light modeling to it. Let's see, that's really, really close. That's really close. And so I thought that where the wall was going to be, this kind of makes it look like very old age, stony, very worn kind of color. So, you know, I think out in like the Italian countryside or something. So, so I thought that that would be really, really pretty. Now, here are all of the flosses. Oh my goodness, look at all those flosses. And I think on that fabric, they look delicious. And some of those flosses are hiding in the back here. There are a few that are very, very light, but I looked in the pattern and they are surrounded by some other shading. And so I think that it's gonna turn out just fine on this fabric. Do you see some of that modeling in there? I think it's going to be beautiful. Now, because this is a full cover project, mostly full cover chart, I am going to start in the upper left corner. And so there's going to be a lot of blue because that's all sky. This is all sky up in here. And so I will be working on a lot of blue, but this is one of the very few rare patterns that I have done as a Mirabilia. Was it last year or the year before? I did Santa, and he is a full coverage, and I did start him up in the upper left corner. There may have been another one, I don't remember. And so very rare for me not to do a middle start, but So anyways, I am excited to see what kind of progress happens tonight. The blues are gorgeous. And again, I really think that the pattern, oh my goodness, this is a really long intro. The pattern, the picture for this one really is not going to do this stitch justice. So I am so looking forward to seeing it in real life, and I hope that you enjoy the journey with me, and I will be back shortly to show you tonight's progress. See you soon. Hello and welcome back to day 1's stitching of week 5's Mira May, and reminder, doing the kiss, and I am working up in the corner here, and so not a lot of progress, but a little. I mean, it's a start, right? So have a look at that beautiful color. I'm so far I'm loving the fabric choice. Seems great. I think that when I get down to where I need to for the wall that's behind the two figures and the urns and all the things, I think it's gonna look great. So far that's where I'm at, and we'll see what kind of stitching happens tonight. I do get Mr. G all ready on Tuesdays and Tuesday night to get ready for work on Wednesday, and so yeah, we'll see what kind of stitching gets done tonight, and I will see you shortly for tonight's progress. Hello and welcome back to day 2's stitching of week 5 of Mira May, and I am, oh goodness sakes, I am working up in this area here, getting this color in here, and very soon, I'm hoping tonight anyways, we'll be able to get some more progress done in another color. That would be exciting. It's blue, but still a different shade. So that's where I am right now. Well, that looks very periwinkle-y, doesn't it? But it's just so pretty, and yeah, I actually got a little bit done last night, more than I thought I would. So yeah, that's the progress tonight, and I will be back shortly to you to show you day 3. So I'll see you soon. Hello and welcome to day 3's of Mira May week 5 stitching, and I managed to get another color in last night. So I think this color here in the sky. So I actually finished all of this blue, and oh, and here comes Mr. Biggie. Sorry. And that's where I got to. Isn't that awesome? Hi, buddy. Isn't that great? I'm actually really proud. Oh, and that is a great representation of the color of fabric right there. So blues are popping off. I love it. I love it. It is looking so great. So we will see what kind of progress happens tonight, and I will be back shortly to show you tonight's progress. Hello and welcome to day 4 stitching on the kiss, and oh my goodness, you guys, I am all the way in here now, and I might even get into hair tonight. Super exciting. So let me show you. Oh my gosh, look at that progress. Oh my goodness, it's flying, you guys. This is 3 colors of blue so far, and it's just, yeah, it's nice. It's so many blocks of color, and it's just so easy to count. And so right now I'm in a great place to actually get quite a bit done. So let's see what tonight brings, and able to upload tomorrow and show you the 5-day progress, and super excited about that. So I will be back shortly to show you that progress. Hello and welcome to day 5, the final day of Mira May week 5, and also the end of Mira May. I'll talk about that in a bit, but let me show you last night's progress. So I was working up in this area here and got all of this blue in and started in on his hair. Now, funny story, Mr. G is bald, completely bald. From the moment I met him, he was bald. But I have seen some very rare pictures of him with some hair. And while it wasn't really this color brown, he did have hair. Now there's no hair. But that's okay because I have it all. Anyways, so that's where I got to. Look at that. So I filled in quite a bit of the blue. I think last, I had maybe this done, so I continued here and here. I don't remember if I did a little up there. And then the start of the hair. Now there's just a little bit more of the brown hair, or this color brown, that comes down here. And then it's just some shading of some additional browns going in. So really lovely. So that's 5 days of progress, which, in my realm for evening stitching, because that's when I do this, evening stitching, not horrible. So, all right, well, that's the end. That's the end of Mira May 2023. And I enjoyed every one of these projects. They were a lot of fun. It's just, it's just so fun to pick out a new pattern, or a pattern that you have in your stash, and kit it up and dream about, what those colors are going to look like, and start it and put those first stitches in. I enjoy the whole process. I enjoy kitting up. I enjoy, going to the store and finding thread. I enjoy going through my stash of fabrics, or, some of the new fabrics, and going, oh my gosh, that's going to be perfect for this. Sometimes I agonize over my fabric choices because I'm not a really think outside of the box. I like neutrals just because they're easier. Almost everything will look good on a neutral, right? And then you don't have these splashes of color or whatever. But when you see some of these patterns or stitches done on these beautiful colored fabrics, and you're like, why didn't I try that? And so I'm trying to get a little outside of my box for some of these pieces. Anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed this journey with me. I do have a passion for mirabilias. I have a passion for what Nora Corbett puts out, whether it's her Nora Corbett line or her mirabilia line. She has artwork that because first and foremost, she's an artist. And so she does a lot of oil paintings and watercolors and sketches and just beautiful things that she will randomly sell throughout the year. And as she gets a stockpile, and then she sells it. And I've been lucky enough to get a piece. And I really enjoy her as an artist and what she produces in the cross stitch world. Or the needlework world. I love it. And, I just think that she's such a great compliment to other cross-stitch artists out there. I have a love of many designers, and I just feel that she complements the style of stitching that I like to do. So anyways, that's kind of my little end of Mira May. I hope you enjoyed the journey. And I hope that you'll continue to watch in November, I will do the same sort of series as Nora November, and I'm looking forward to that. Already going through my Nora patterns, and every other month she releases 2 to 3, sometimes even 4. Mostly 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 patterns every other month, because on the other months she releases a Mirabilia. In June 15th, it is a Mirabilia, and then in July it will be Nora Corbett line. And so it's really exciting on the 15th of every month, you know, to see which Mirabilia is going to be released and which Noras. And so I will do the same format and going through what I have, but looking forward to what's coming out in the next, there will be 3 months of releases, I think. 4, will it be 4? 2, 4, I don't know, I can't count. And so maybe potentially 1 or 2 of those releases will make it into Nora November, who knows. So yeah, okay, well, thank you so much for joining. Like I mentioned in prior videos, and maybe at the beginning of this one, I do have a playlist of all of the Mirabilias that for Mira May that I started in the past 3 years. And so if you are looking to, you know, fulfill some Mirabilia goodness, there is a playlist. So anyways, I hope you all have a really wonderful weekend, and I should be back to regular type stitching videos here in a little bit. And I do have 1 more special that I'm going to do, probably put up maybe Sunday. This is Saturday morning. I might put up another one tomorrow. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, have a great one. I hope to see you soon. Until then, hugs and stitches.